Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. This is your reaction show versus Leeds United, where Man United gave Leeds United a good 5-1 from pin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Man United Agenda. As you can see, everyone, we got a smile on our face. The Premier League season is back. Man United with a bang. Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba today. What can we say? We are joined with a Monday. On Monday, we did a watch-along today, and the watch-along went just like that because it was that great. And Trey, welcome back, as always. And it's the first, your debut. The first game of the season on the Man United Agenda. Welcome, Trey. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you, man. Thank you,
How are you feeling after today's victory?
I'm thrilled. I'm gassed. I don't think you wanted to see my reaction when I was at the bar today because I was going off. As soon as I just saw Bruno get that hattie and that Lindelof pass, I knew it was just gonna be something special. I mean, Bruno got his goal. Hey, that was too much.
Nah. To be fair, on the show today, when we did the show, I was slightly behind everyone else, but I'm not going to lie, I was proper happy. I'm sitting there taking my little notes down, and I'm sitting there celebrating as well. But I wanted to see that celebration myself. I wanted to feel it. So before we start that, guys, I got something special to play to the audience out there. If you're watching, please smash a like, share, subscribe to the Man United Agenda. We've got plenty more content to give you guys out there, and the season has only just begun, as what the song would say. We've only just begun. Let's go to get you guys in the mix with the Man United. So this is live today at Old Trafford.
Oh, wow. Wow. That really captures the whole feeling. The fans are back. Yeah, Bruno's back. Trey's back, signing the contract. The Man United Agenda. You know, all he knows Pogba to sign.
I'm not really.
Guys, that's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant having fans back in the ground. Just seeing that video, everyone singing Bruno. That's the thing with it, because this is the first time, really and truly, he's going to feel that effect with the fans around. Literally every other sort of game, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. I think I was just watching that, and like you said, goosebumps and everything else. And thank you, Shah. That's from Shah, isn't it?
Correct.
Oh man, Shah. I wouldn't. Yeah, the only seat I would have preferred is the Leeds manager seat, because he's right on the touchline and he had the best view. Unfortunately for him, he can't be too happy about the result. And I'm sure he wasn't chanting the songs like you were. But that's really special. I mean, Jadon Sancho, for example, getting his debut today in an atmosphere like that, he knows he made the right choice. Come on, Man United. Just over the moon.
Yeah, I'm over the moon as well. So, guys, if you're watching the contents, please subscribe to the Man United Agenda. And we're going to just put out here just the team selection to begin with, because obviously, Trey, you weren't on the show earlier, but we had obviously the Leeds lineup and the Man United lineup as well. And I went quite in depth with it. So this was let's go to the Leeds lineup, just giving up a bit of respect. So that was the Leeds lineup today. And as always, I always talk about your Dallas. I'm worried about him normally. And Rafinha today was probably creating the most threat out of most of the Leeds players. And that's all I can say. And then if we look at the Man United now, the lineup, when we first saw the lineup, we're a bit skeptical of the double pivot. We hate the double pivot, but it then came to light where you had to give Ole a bit of props because he was playing with players with the legs instead. So talk us through what your thoughts were when this lineup came out.
Do you want to go or
No, go. You will take.
When I first saw the lineup, to be fair, I was still confident, even though I did want Sancho to start, and to be fair, I did want Martial to start. But once I saw Greenwood down the middle and McFred, I wasn't really too like, it's a problem, because McTominay started the last game when we beat them 6-1. So I thought, Ollie might do the same thing again. And James was involved in the team and scored as well the last game out. So when I saw that, I knew we were going to go for a high pressing, intense game where we would hit Leeds on their counter a lot. And we were just creating many chances. And I knew something big, a big score was going to happen. I said 3-1, but we done 5-1. So that's even better. So I knew goals were coming. And I was just impressed by a lot of the players, like especially McTominay done well, Lindelof done well. Obviously, Pogba and Bruno, but in the midfield, McTominay had a really good game. I can't even lie. He was really bossing it. So
yeah,
it was really good.
It's positive going in the game because we did, like I said, we did a watch along, and it was sort of the gaps that appeared once we're watching it. There's lots of gaps, but I'm a person who always talk about the two halves. And again, let's go back to the two halves. The first half we were okay. I think we could have probably been 2-0 up first half. Obviously, Pogba hit the that was a great chance. But listen, Pogba performance today, I'm not even gonna bother even criticizing him. We are gonna go through individual where we're gonna just do player rating, and once we do the player ratings, guys, if you're watching, let us know what your player ratings are, what you give the team, what you give score, you give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. So on Monday, like I said, we're watching it. So watching the game, the first sort of like 30 minutes, there was a couple of chances was created. Not a lot of chances, but there was a few. Then Pogba, sublime, that pass, the control from Bruno, the finesse control, and that finish. It was outstanding.
That really sweet me, Solo. As you know, we were watching it together, and I got the privilege of watching it before you because my stream was slightly ahead of you. So by this point, Talk MU was on there, so he'd already give us the heads up the goal had been scored. But once I watched the goal, and we got to see replay and everything else, the vision. So Pogba's obviously playing on the left-hand side, and he drifted infield, picked up the ball. He was unmarked, and already by the time the ball would play to him, he already read and worked out. Bruno was already gone in his run. Ghosted the defender. There's a big, huge gaping hole, and Pogba, first time pass, laid it into his stride. Bruno had to bring it down and just slotted it in with his left foot. And I thought that goal really sweet. I mean, we saw a lot of variety of goals today. I think all the goals were in open play, but that goal really sweet me because of the people don't appreciate what it takes to really have that ability to see it and carry it out as well. Pogba and Bruno, I think Bruno finishes dinner with ease. First touch, brilliant. Brought it down in his stride and put it under the keeper's legs. And obviously, the crowd went mad. This Bruno song is going to be like the Cantona song that we used to hear. Ooh, Cantona.
Ooh, Cantona. But if, say for instance, now I'm going to go in and I'm going to say this. If you had Hazard or you had De Bruyne who did that pass to Bruno Fernandes, you're near the end of it.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
But because Pogba is so in the media, such a lot of thing in the media, and with other fans, it's almost like a divide. You don't hear no one talk about it. No. But that was just pure quality. That was class.
Pure quality.
I've got a question for you though, Trey. Big Phil Barbados is asking a question. He asking me to ask you a question. So that's the question he's asking.
Can I do it in Big Phil's accent, please?
There's context with this. With this. And you know
ask Trey about Paul Pogba. He wanted to sell Pogba, right?
there's context with this.
How's that, Big Phil?
There's context. Because I said if Pogba wasn't committed to the club, and remember he's on his last year of his contract and it runs out at the end of this season. If he's not committed, then we should just move him on. If he's committed, just sign the team because I don't see why he's stalling or the club were making him kind of like just prolong this whole contract situation. Like you see the difference with Harry Kane. He's got 3 years, so that and he wants to move. Cool. But with Pogba, it's like we can't maintain too much time on this because he can have a great season and then just go to PSG for free. So it's either he signs the thing and he's committed or we move him on and reinvest. So that's just my thing with it. We need to know what we're doing if he's staying or not. So it's just getting ideas planned together. So there's full context for it. That's why.
I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. So let's move on then. So that's the first one. There's few bits and pieces going. Big Phil has got smiley face, and he's telling the people out there to hit that subscribe button, people. Yeah, so guys, let's move on to Greenwood and another Pogba through ball again. Torquemue ain't on here, so I think Torquemue. The reason Torquemue isn't on here is because he picked up Mason Greenwood and took him to buy his Happy Meal. So that's why I think Torquemue in here. He went to buy his adopted son, a Happy Meal after his performance. So
yes, Solo.
Greenwood, what again with this guy at the club? He's the best finisher I've seen in a long time at the club. And it's almost with right feet, left feet. It doesn't matter. He picks up space where no one else seems to pick up. And even if he takes a shot on his right or his left, you know it's goal bound.
Yeah, Greenwood had a chance early in the first half. I remember, and it was on target. It was always on target. Yeah. But it was still on target. That's what you know you're going to get. But that finish, usually when you're running down the left, people usually cut it onto the right foot so they can cut it in. But he hit it with his left foot. So true. Such a true strike of the ball. And it just went right in the corner. And this is sort of finishing, clinical, world-class finishing. We're seeing from a young man who's come through our academy. So we're all hailing Greenwood, two-footed. Doesn't matter. You can do the same thing over and over again. Yeah. And what I'm really impressed with today, he set up Pogba for the first chance, nuts the guy by the centre circle, drove in, had options, fed for Pogba. Pogba missed it. But then when he scored his goal, he had the strength and showed a pace, a kind of like, it was pretty rapid to get away from the defender. Remember, the defender was running with him, and he got away from him with the ball and still had the composure to strike it in. These are all developments that I love to see from Greenwood, because last year I was saying, has he got that drive? Has he got the pace? So he's obviously getting stronger. So I love that goal. Thank you.
Talk is on at the moment. Talk. What did he get Greenwood? Was it a cheeseburger?
Happy Meal.
A plain burger? No cheese.
If anyone doesn't know, the running joke is Torquemue, he loves Greenwood so much, he said he's going to adopt him. And he's already put the paperwork in. So we don't know if it's gone through just yet, but Torquemue is Papa Greenwood.
Yeah. What does he call it? Ole Babes. Ole Babes. That's it, Ole Babes. So, okay, so we're going for Greenwood now. And then another sublime pass from Paul Pogba and a finish by Bruno Fernandes again. Bruno Fernandes was on fire today. It's almost like everything he did, he did right. And in the watch-along, and my worry is what I was talking about in the watch-along, it's what fans' expectation of Bruno Fernandes, because looking at him in the Euros, looking at him at Man United last season, and when we were watching the show earlier, when we were doing the show earlier, I was talking and I was saying, I hope he don't go down and sort of like just keep diving. And today, every time he went down, he did get hit when he went down. But the difference is he sort of got up straight away. And we scored goals from all open play.
All open play. But no, he's still effective. So all the save from the penalties, he's just good at what he does.
It's that stop, start, run, isn't it? He just sort of he's amazing with it. So,
guys, can I just add to that? I mean, look, Bruno, we talk about Cavani, we rave about Cavani. I know Trey doesn't, but we do up here, up top.
He bags his goals, man.
Oh, no, he didn't say that last season.
He bags his goals, man. He bags his goals, man. But let's see what he's doing this season.
Okay, one attribute, Trey, that we like about Cavani here is that his movement off the ball. And we rave
his movement.
So, and we're saying about Donny van de Beek, but Bruno today, his drive, his movement to be the first with the press, he's on it, he's hungry, he's pressing defenders.
He's like a centre forward, you know.
Exactly, he's like we were saying earlier, he's like second number 9, and then his movement off the ball, peeling off man to get to make that movement, and we're picking him out. And we saw you. I know Trey, you mentioned earlier we're going to go into the goal, but the Lindelof pass, for example,
that pass was
Lindelof saw it coming. You know,
that was first time he just pinged it across to Bruno on a hard volley, clipped it in. Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful.
So-
I feel if Van Dijk done that or Laporte, you'd be raving about it. But because it's Lindelof, you're not gonna hear as much talk about it. But that was one of my favorite goals. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm going to be raving about all the goals today, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to even be raving about Matt Fred's goal, so don't worry about that.
Oh,
either.
Red squad. I was so happy.
Wow.
Yeah, I was happy. Oh, Torkham, you said he got Mason a Big Mac.
Ah, okay.
Then we're going to go.
Oh, what's his weight?
Yeah, so we got the Bruno Fernandes on the 54th minute, then we've got him on the 60th minute. Lindelof, that was a Lindelof crazy ball. I don't know whatever Lindelof had yesterday.
Sweden's captain, man.
He needs to keep doing that.
Yeah. He's always had that ability to play the long field, cross field.
Yeah, he always does that.
He's always had that ability to do that. But to play like a weighted pass from that distance that's quality. To me, that's quality.
That's
and
quality.
not just that, to catch eyes with Bruno. Because he's looking up, I'm catching eyes with Bruno. You're on the page. I know he won it in that area. Bam, round the corner, and Bruno finishes dinner. Lovely.
Yeah.
But when people say Lindelof's not good enough, it's like, if he's got that tech, then he is not to play for Manchester United. And even to rotate, him and Varane could be in a good partnership as well. People forget this as well. Like, you've got probably 3 good centre-backs, dominant, who can actually are physical, more so Maguire and Varane. But Lindelof's very smart, intelligent, and he reads the game very well. A bit like Daily Blind, but a bit more mobile in centre-half. So,
yeah. I agree with that 100%, because now for me it's like last season when we went to the final, it's almost like we had, once Maguire got injured, the jury was out on all the other centre-backs. So now we've got in good enough centre-backs, if one of them get injured, one of them can just come and slot in, and it should be simple just to come in and just say, right, yep, I'm here, and then hopefully that person then get a run a game. Because I still think Ole, even though we signed a new centre-back, I still think Ole's got the confidence with Lindelof and Maguire, but only in certain games he'll be picking him rather than trying to change a team week in, week out. Because I don't want to see this rotation business. I want to see us pick a solid 11 week in, week out, and maybe one change. And that's it. Unless we're playing in the Carabao Cup. The FA Cup, I want us to play for. And everything else.
I hope Bike stuff up as well, because he needs to stay fit at least.
I prefer a bit of balance this year compared to last year, because when you say you don't want to see rotation, I do want to see a bit more rotation. And with players like Bruno Fernandes, for example, he was getting run ragged last season. Rashford was playing, I think, played one too many games for my liking. Yeah. And we discussed this on the show as well. So I think we need to have. I think what we got now is the confidence for Ollie to look at the bench, say, I can rotate because these guys are good enough to step in, maybe.
Yeah. And also, as you said it as well, I will revert slightly what I was saying. I also think that Bruno Fernandes needs a rest as well this season. He will need a bit of rest, so he will definitely need a bit of rotation this season, because Harry Maguire as well, I think, taking him out of certain games as well, resting him as well. Luke Shaw will be the same. Wan-Bissaka is the same as well. So there will be, but what I'm trying to say is I don't want a mass of we're resting 5-6 players at once. If we're doing it, let's just do a couple of players here and there, not like maybe 2 players. We done it against Sheffield United last season when we rested, I think, 7 players, and then we got absolutely turned over. I don't want to see that this season. I want to see a consistent of like maybe one player drop in, one player drop out, and that's it.
And just for example, sorry, Trey, go on.
Oh, sorry about that. Basically, our depth is actually really much better now, because now Dalot's back as well. He can maybe even get a run as well. He was better towards the end in pre-season. I thought if we give him a run of games, he will be another asset that we've needed going forward, because this thing of Trippier, what's the point of buying someone where we already have Dalot who's younger and can develop as a top right back as well, that can compete with Wan-Bissaka and offer attributes of delivering crosses going forward, taking on his man, and actually just applying the ball into the final third. He's a very good deliverer. He's got a good throws as well, which are very needed. So that'll be really good to have.
Yeah, I second that. I think a lot of people wrote him off. But he hasn't proven yet. And I think in the last game, the opinions have been a bit divided. But the last game against Everton, and he's coming on and scoring a goal and showing his attack and flair, and also playing in the Euros, Portugal. Yeah. He's proven. Yeah. I mean, we're looking for a right back, but we got one right here.
Yeah. Already, that's already picked off.
Yeah.
It's ready
made, and showing the desire now to really want to achieve something. Like you say, with the balance of the squad we've got now, we've got the players now who are saying to themselves, I want to fight for first team place. Lindelof today, his place is under pressure. He's playing cool, you know.
Corker of a ball, Corker. So, Mr. B is saying, oi, oi, Rich Sport, pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show earlier today. Thank you so much. We'll talk about something. And we're talking about Mr. B, who's busy today. Man Agenda, was it big up? Great result today. I'm absolutely delighted. We'll do that result today. I said it before. Yeah, he did.
You're going to cause chaos, huh? But you weren't happy. Let's be real now. All of us, we weren't very happy about this Fred and McTominay lineup initially before the game, and we're not afraid to say it. Even in hindsight, now I look back and say, no, I wasn't too happy. But just to add, because we started this on the start of the show, just to add to this, it wasn't a double pivot as everyone likes to call it now. Fred sat a bit deeper. McTominay was pushing a little on, so it could be like a 4-1 holding deep, 2-3-1, that sort of thing. So there's a lot of variety there, and it's what we're saying. When we see Leeds and the way they can change formation throughout the game, I think we can see that with Man United as well. We're responsible enough now to be able to say, right, I'm going to sit, but Tommy, you go a bit further forward, and think, because sometimes when Leeds were breaking, they were ahead of the play, which shows that they're not exactly just sitting there as two defensive midfielders.
Yeah.
So we move on to
didn't get bypassed, which I noticed as well, because Fred and McTominay, I felt had the understanding to, if one sits, if it's Fred, and then McTominay can burst forward and offer a bit more going forward, because I can trust McTominay in the final third a bit more than Fred, because Fred doesn't have the sharpest instinct to do something. We've done it well today, but just usually on a consistent basis, McTominay is more better on the ball than Fred at times. So
good point.
It was much more better from the two of them, and they done really well. No one was getting bypassed. They winning the ball back. Their attention was good. We created a lot of chances. Yeah, it was good, man.
Yeah. Now they're building up a great understanding, and that's the thing with them. They're great. They're building up great understanding.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do now, we're going to go on to Fred, and then we're just going to do the player ratings, guys. What we'll do is I'll put everyone up, and guys, give us your player ratings if you're watching as well. Once I have everything up and running, so we go on to obviously again. Fred scored, magnificent. Pogba assists as well. Fred. We were talking about earlier off screen, and we spoke about obviously in the watch along as well, that Amanda, you thought Fred could have done a bit better in conceded the first goal we conceded by closing him down just a little bit. Yeah.
So going on to that, I just think Fred initially there was two. Tommy and Fred were over on the left hand side, right hand side for the throw in. There was a lot of miscommunication. I think Fred should have shuffled over, been a bit more central, because there was no problem there. They was all dealt with. We had Wan-Bissaka and a few others there in that position. So when the ball got played more central and over to Ayling, I felt that if we had more numbers in front of Ayling, it would have been helpful. But like I said earlier, I don't mind. If you're going to score a worldie from outside the box against a keeper like ours, then I've really got a problem with that. I just think that we could if there's numbers in front of the ball, I don't think he would have taken the strike with so much conviction. He took the strike with so much conviction because he knew he had a lot more space. In this sort of level, you don't usually get that sort of time and space in there. He and Ayling as well, probably only thought I was only Ayling, but Ayling scored a great goal. So I'm not being too critical. I'm just saying, going forward, I hope the coaching team, they look at that and say to him, someone should pick it out and say, well, maybe next time you come over, be a bit more responsible. That's all.
Yeah. Also, moving on to that as well, we're going to just go on to this for about 2 or 3 minutes. Zonal marking as well. What are you guys made of this whole zonal marking thing today again? Because I don't buy it again. It's last season. It was 48% of our set pieces they score against us, and it seems like zonal marking. We got away with 1 or 2 things today, but I don't agree with it.
Trey, you want this one? I want to speak on this as well.
Yeah, I think with the zonal marking, I just think it's more. It does put us at a lot of more risk because you're really just standing in a zone of an area of where you're not trying to concede, but it's still worrying because you're not picking up a man really, and that's what you really should be doing. So Maguire should be picking up either if it's Bamford or Rodrigo in the box, not just standing inside in the area where you think the ball's gonna go, because either way, if they get well on it and you don't win it, that's on you. So I think picking up a man puts them more at a risk, and it's more better just to be marking someone because you're taking them out of the game. Whereas if you're zone marking, you're just standing in the area where you think the ball's gonna go, and then it's just being a bit more of a liability. You're being a bit more of a liability standing in that position. So yeah, I don't really like the zone marking thing. I think it's a bit worrying because we do concede a lot of set pieces from it. So.
Yeah, just to second that, I think going into the game, I wanted to see what they would do at corners, and it's the same thing again. I think Burnley scored today. Apparently, they scored a goal, which is got the run on the defender, got the run on defense, and scored with their big guys coming through. And they scored against us last season. This is where I think the debate really came up about the zonal marking on the Man United agenda. So today, I saw once again the midfielders were man marking at the edge of the box. But what's the point in running with these guys who have got the run on you? You're going that way. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'd rather see a combination really of zonal and man marking in a way, but with our guys that can win headers, like Maguire and that, with the danger men, and lead the midfielders. Don't lead the midfielders with the runners. Doesn't make sense.
No.
So, guys, we're going to move on to the last bit now, and we're going to be discussing. So, I'm just going to put the banner up to make it easy for everyone, and we're just going to run through the Man United players' player ratings. And what I'll do is we're going to keep this on record for every single one of us whenever we do our player ratings, because when it comes to the and towards the mid of the season, and we start giving certain players lower score than usual. We need to find out why we're giving these players a lower score and why the performance have gone so badly. So let's start off first with the Man United. We've just gone to Man United. De Gea today, for me, didn't have much to do in goal. Apart from that, obviously the one shot Leeds had and it went in. Apart from that, nothing really to do. I'd probably give him a 7.
I'm giving De Gea a 6. I felt he made one good save where he parried it out for a corner and didn't. Apart from that, I don't really see much confidence in his body language. I'm giving him a 6.
With De Gea, I feel he didn't have much to do, but I felt his kicking was a bit off during the game. And at times when he's on the ball, sometimes I do feel very worried because he's not really good with his feet in it. So it's a weird one with him. Like, his body language didn't really express too much. I mean, he didn't have much to do, but once Ayling hit that shot, it's like you couldn't really do much. But he's getting packed from distance a lot of the time. I feel players are more confident to strike from distance against De Gea. I don't really see Henderson get packed too much. So it's one of them ones. I'll give him a 6. I mean, he wasn't at fault for anything, but I just feel he's not as confident as he was a few seasons ago. And you can see that he's lost a bit of visibility. So
hey, Trey, I just want to say, I always assumed that he was good with his feet. That was the whole point about him being a new modern style goalkeeper. Obviously, Edison and the Liverpool keeper, Alisson, have sort of taken it on a level. But I always thought he was decent on his feet. But I see your point today. And also, what I'd like to see from him, when Fred, for example, or whoever didn't close down Ayling for the goal, he should have been screaming at these guys and organising more. So that's what I'm saying.
He's not really as vocal.
Fair confidence from him. Talk to MU said a great point earlier. Said Schmeichel would have been screaming at them. So when your goalkeeper,
Henderson does that.
Yeah, well there you go. Yeah. Right back.
Yeah. So let's go to all Wan-Bissaka. We'll just go straight through all of them really. So we'll do Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, and Shaw. For me, Wan-Bissaka today. He looks a bit more confident today in his play, a lot more than even last season. So for me, I'm going to keep it simple. Wan-Bissaka, I'll give him. I think, to be honest, apart from Bruno Fernandes and Pogba, I'm probably going to give everyone a 7. That's what I'm going to say. I thought Wan-Bissaka was good today. I thought Lindelof started off shaky, but then with the assists, it's almost like wash itself away. Harry Maguire, solid as a rock. No complaints about him. And Luke Shaw again, he was solid again.
Yeah, he was.
So they're all 7s for you then?
They're all 7s for me.
Okay, well,
Lindelof might get 8 for that assist.
Okay. We'll get round to that. Yeah, maybe. I think Wan-Bissaka for me gets a 6. Thought he needs to played well, responsible. just doing his job. You know, I'm not going to rave about him just yet. Lindelof, I'm going to give Lindelof a 7. Consistent performance, pinging the ball, and letting people know that he's still the man, still a man, and one of the main guys in defence. And 7 and a great assist as well. Maguire, many people think I'm crazy, but I'm going to give him an 8 because I think Maguire is leading the line. People have to give him more respect for that. He wins all his headers, not 99.9% of his headers. And even though Lindelof made the pass, I'm giving Maguire a bigger score than him because I think he is essential for Manchester United. Luke Shaw gets a 6. Well played today, Luke Shaw.
Brilliant. And Trey?
With Luke Shaw, I think he was steady. I'd give him a 6. He didn't really have much to do. I think both fullbacks were probably at the same level today. Didn't really need to do much. I think the main standout for me was just Lindelof because of that pass. But Maguire was solid as well. Looked confident and comfortable on the ball as usual. I just think the defense was solid as usual. I just think now we've got a good force. Now Varane's going to come in and be in contention for starting and be a starting centre back next to Harry Maguire. So I think we're good for defenders, to be fair. And you've got Telles coming back as well. And we started a lot. So, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, solid. And let's go to Scott and Fred. So Scott, Fred was probably playing more deeper than Scott today. Scott seems like he had the legs. He helped out Lindelof at one point, basically with his clearance. He got back quick and help. For me, again, it's going to be the same for me. It's going to be both guys. Fred scored today, but I'm still going to give because he did do a couple of things. I thought, re-looking at the game after Armando said he, not criticizing him, but I think he could have done better in the goal. So just for that, if he didn't do that, I would have given him probably 8. But because of what happened, I'll just give them both a solid 7.
Okay, for me, McTominay, going back, I think we were watching the game live. I thought twice he got in front of Bamford when Lindelof was bit. This is why Lindelof only gets 7 for me. When Lindelof let Bamford get in front of him, he could have scored if McTominay didn't save his bacon that day. So McTominay gets a 7 for me. This is what we expect from these guys. Hard work and responsibility for the better players in front of them. So I'm not going to give more than 8 or maybe 7 for McTominay and a 6 for Fred based on this because they're supposed to do these hard work business. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you let you show me something different, one last season, Fred done a through ball or something, everyone's going, oh, we were talking about behind after the game, saying, yeah, that was good or whatever. But I'm giving Fred a 6 and McTominay a 7 because McTominay was responsible defensively today. He scored his goal, but it was just like by this point, it was so open. It was like a hot knife through butter.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Guys, quick one. Can we just do Pogba? We'll do all the front three then. I don't think we need to do subs. So just do Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, and just wrap it up there, yeah? So I'm going to give Pogba a solid 10, Bruno, solid 10, Dan James, 6. I have to. And I'm going to give Greenwood a 7.
I'll give him an 8. All
right, I'm going to give Pogba. I have to give him a 10, 4 assists, and played really well today. And had that freedom from the park. Bruno Fernandes took his goals really well. His movement, his pressing, off the ball, brilliant. 10. Dan James, I'll give him Dan James a 5. Still only want to see some improvement there. With all that pace, like we were saying earlier, Bruno makes the runs, but he times his runs, uses runs intelligently. Dan James got the pace, but still doesn't do the same. He can't do the same thing.
Yeah, his IQ ability on the ball needs to be.
And as for Greenwood, I thought Greenwood, he showed a lot more today with his goal, for example. As I said earlier, showed a bit more drive and pace, which is good to see. And his build-up play was pretty decent. But I just need to see. I'm going to give him a 7 because I want to see him. 7 or no, I'm going to give him an 8 actually because I was really happy with him. And I want to see him just hold up the ball a bit more, playing in that central role today. I was a bit concerned at first, but after seeing that, I think he's a better fit than Martial. So big up Greenwood's 8.
Okay, Trey?
Pogba, I'll give him a 10 just because he made up for that that sitter chance that he missed. Got 4 assists, stepped up his game, played like a top 3-4 midfielder in the world, which he actually is. Done what he needed to do. Bruno Fernandes, 10. first day of the season, bagging a hat trick. We haven't seen a hat trick at Old Trafford for a while since Marshall against Sheffield. Brilliant scenes with the fans. Dan James, I'll give him a 6. Still need to see a bit more from Daniel James just to, in the final third. He was occupying Leeds kind of well, but we need to see a bit more end product and a bit better decision making from him. But he done what he was supposed to do, but he just needs to be a bit better. So I'll give him a 6. Is fair. Mason Greenwood, I'll give him a 9. I was impressed with his hold up play and his link play during today's game. Other than his goal, I just think his overall game was pretty good, and he's adding that to his game. So he's not just a goal scorer. You can see that he will drift to the right, even the left, accommodate others, and actually build up his tempo towards in the game. So yeah, it's really good.
Totally agree with you. I just had to get my head on the screen, give you the nod. I totally agree, Trey. It's a good shout there with Greenwood.
Yeah, man.
So we're gonna
brilliant, man.
Yeah. Sorry. So we're just gonna hit the last bit of comments on there. Would you mind just doing them, and then I'll just got to jump then.
We said hello to everyone else so far. Where were we?
From here, basically.
This is when Reese steps in. Reese, top analyst. Really respect your game, man. You talk a good game. He quickly gave out a score of De Gea 6, 7, 7, 9. Outstanding for Maguire. We're on the same page there. People don't see it, but I really rate Maguire. James gave James an 8. That was a bit of a stun for us. Reese, sorry. I'll go to Maguire. This is from Reese again. So Maguire and Varane had 76% aerial. Sorry. Says Maguire and Varane had 76% aerial duels win percentage last year. That's fantastic. I didn't realize Varane was that good in the air. To be honest. He said Bruno and Pogba both creating history. Pogba first to get 4 assists in a single game for Man United. Wow. And Bruno first to bag a hat-trick on the opening day since 1977-78. When Mercy weren't even born. And I was this little toddler. Wow. Didn't know that.
So, guys, we've got to wrap it up here. So if you're liking, please like, please share, please subscribe. We're the Man United Agenda. Thanks to Trey. On Monday, as always, thank you so much, guys, for all your comments and everything. It's only a short show today because we don't really and truly have too much to talk about. Reese, Talk MU, Phil Barbados, everyone who got involved, Ridge Sports, thank you so much for all the support, guys. Smash that like, subscribe to the Man United Agenda. And from all of us here, have a lovely evening.